Ito ang nagbabagang balita ngayon. Ayon kay Bernardo, humingi umano si Revilla ng 25% komisyon mula sa flood control projects na nagkakahalaga ng 125 million pesos. Kaya ayon sa ICI, plunder case ang dapat isampa. OMG! Siyempre, bago tayo tumuloy sa mga maiinit at naglalaglab na balita sa politika, palike muna ng video na to. At kung bago ka pa lang dito, huwag kalimutang pindutin ang subscribe at yung notification bell para lagi kang updated sa mga bago nating uploads. Sige na, I'll wait, okay? Let's go! Mga kababayan, ang unang balita natin ngayon, grabe, bigat agad. Tungkol sa rekomendasyon ng Independent Commission for Infrastructure o ICI na sampahan ng plunder at iba pang kaso si dating Senador Bong Revilla Jr. At hindi lang basta kaso ha, matitinding paratang ito. Pero, syempre, naglabas agad ng pahayag ang kampo ni Revilla. Ayon sa kanila, meaningless accusations lang daw ito na fabricated by a criminal mastermind and his cohorts. Ibig sabihin, gawa-gawa lang umano ng isang utak kriminal at mga kasabwat nito na desperadong mag-buy-out ng kanilang freedom. Matindi, di ba? Ngayon, dagdag pa sa report, si dating Senador Bong Revilla raw ang nangunguna sa listalan ng mga individual na inirerekomenda ng ICI na kasuhan dahil sa diumanoy anomalies sa mga flood control projects. Kasama niyang inirerekomenda na kasuhan ang siyam na staff sa Senado, ilang DPWH engineers at iba pang personalidad na umano'y sangkot sa katiwalian, bribery, plunder, at kung ano-ano pang administrative violations. Ayon kay ICI Chairperson Andres Reyes Jr., ang rekomendasyon ay nakabase sa affidavit at testimonya ni former DPWH Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo. Ayon kay Bernardo, humingi umano si Revilla ng 25% komisyon mula sa flood control projects na nagkakahalaga ng 125 million pesos. Kaya ayon sa ICI, plunder case ang dapat isampa. Pero teka, hindi dyan natapos ang tensyon. Ayon sa kampo ni Revilla, malaking pagkadismaya raw ang naramdaman nila dahil hindi sila nakatanggap ng sabpina o kahit kopya ng reklamo. Ang sabi ni Maria Carissa Guinto, spokesperson ni Revilla, handang-handa silang sumagot at bukas naman daw ang dating senador sa anumang investigasyon. Pero bakit daw hindi man lang sila nabigyan ng pagkakataon para ipagtanggol ang sarili? Tinawag pa nila ang mga aligasyon na fabricated at gawa raw ng isang criminal mastermind. Sinabi nilang sasagutin nila ang lahat ng paratang kapag nagkaroon na ng preliminary investigation kung saan may due process. Pero hindi lang si Revilla ang involved dito mga kababayan. Kasama rin sa inirekomenda ng ICI na kasuhan si tech billionaire Maynard Nu na sinabing bagman umano ni Senador Cheese Escudero, pati na rin ang 8 iba pang individual tulad ng ilang district engineers ng DPWH. At eto pa, 4 na bibigating senador ang kasama sa listahan para sa further investigative review ng ombudsman, sina Francis Cheese Escudero, Mark Villar, Nancy Binay at Grace Paul Lamanzares. Hindi pa sila diretsyong nirerekomendahan na kasuhan, pero dahil daw sa bigat na mga aligasyon, kailangan pa silang busisiin. Bukod pa dyan, nagsumiti rin ang ICI ng karagdagang ebidensya laban sa 8 pa, kabilang sina Fugitive Saldico at dating DPWH Chief Manuel Bonoan. Grabe mga kababayan! Ang lalim at ang lawak ng kasong ito at siguradong hahaba pa ang usapan sa mga susunod na araw. At ngayon, eto na, panoorin natin ang naging pahayag ni ICI Chairperson Andres Reyes Jr. para sa mas malinaw na detalye.
Ngayon, yung araw, we will also recommend, the Commission will recommend ang pagsampa ng mga kaso laban sa mga these following persons. Former Senator Bong Revilla Jr., Bernard Ngo, Carlin Villa, Gerard Opolencia, Manny Bolusan, Ruel Umali, Jean Ryan Altea, Carlin Yap Villa, J.Y. De La Rosa, Mrs. Patron, and Carlo Aguilar. Ang posibleng mga kaso ay direct or indirect bribery and corruption of public officials, plunder, and administrative sanctions, amongst others. We're also submitting new evidence in addition to our previous referrals, which may possibly lead to more charges for the following individuals. Former Secretary Manuel Bonoan, former USEC Catalina Cabral, former USEC Roberto Bernardo, former Congressman Saldico, Commissioner Henry Lipana, Henry Alcantara, Bryce Hernandez, and J.P. Mendoza. Because of the gravity of the allegations, the Commission also recommends that the following individuals be referred to the Office of the Ombudsman for further investigative review and case build-up, with the understanding that any additional evidence obtained by this Commission will be transmitted immediately. Number 1, Senator Chis Escudero. Number 2, Senator Nancy Binay. Number 3, Senator Grace Poe Llamanzares. Number 4, Senator Mark Villar. Ang hustisya ay stricto. Thank you po. I will entertain some questions. You're always first. Okay, you can go.
Sir, medyo lang I'll touch on 2 things. So Secretary Singson, December 15 activities can be stretched to the end of the year. Tama ba?
We are waiting for the acceptance by the palace.
How do we feel and how is it going to affect the work of the Commission? And meron ba tayong possible replacement that you're thinking of?
I don't know of anybody yet, but I will miss him. We will miss him.
Sir, dun po sa mga, did he talk to you personally? Anong sabi ba niya? Nahirapan or?
Well, yeah, for health reasons and also for security, because he's not used to this kind of life.
Alright. Sir, sa filing po ng charges, what was the basis of the recommendation? Any particular affidavit that you based on this filing charges?
Well, of course, the affidavits given by, I think, Mr. Bernardo, and the testimonies given also.
Why did we...
But I want divulge any other.
Sir, why did we give weight on the affidavit of Yusek Bernardo? Why did we give weight on the affidavit of Yusek Bernardo?
Well, I see sincerity on his part. Then no comment already.
Thank you for that.
Hi, Chair. May kino-consider na po ba tayo na magiging kapalit ni Commissioner Singson?
No, we have not thought of that. We've been very busy, so we have not thought of that. Anyway, it's not my concern. That is the recommendation of the President. So I don't know who it will be.
Okay, sir, follow-up na lang. With the resignation first of Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong and now Commissioner Babe Singson, how can you assure the public that they should maintain their trust and confidence with ICI?
With our filings, we have been filing almost against everybody already. I think that's enough trust that we are building on for the Filipino people. Okay, now.
Hi, Sir. Lance po from Newswatch Plus. Good afternoon.
Yes,
Sir.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hi, sir. Sir, just a clarification po. Dun sa apat na senators na further investigative review in case built up, clarify lang, sir, wala pa tayong parang pinapa-recommend na charges, just investigation. Unlike po dun sa batch ni na Senator Revilla na blunder, direct bribery recommendation.
Well, as I said before, even the last two press conferences, we need witnesses, mga driver, mga katulong, kusinera, bank clerk, secretary, accountant. We need more witnesses, no? And then, pangalawa, we are not washing our hands from these cases. We are just joining hands with the Ombudsman. In the meantime that they are investigating, we are also investigating. So two heads are better than one. Thank you.
Justice, good afternoon. May magiging effect ba yung pagbaba ni Commissioner Singson sa Independent Commission dahil nga mabubutasan kayo for ilang weeks din since December 15 and then tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung investigation nyo dito?
Well, mawawala yung tatlong taga-Rizal, magiging dalawa na lang. Oo.
Pero how urgent ang kailangan sa paghahanap ng kapalit po ni Commissioner Singson? Kasi naka-public na rin ang ICI with this one eh. So medyo somehow mabubutasan po talaga ang commission dahil dalawa o tatlo na lang po kayong
Hindi naman po. We can continue investigative work on table basis, not hearing basis.
Sir, do you think yung mga na-unfold sa mga hearing, sa investigation nyo po, ay may epekto doon sa pagbaba po ni Commissioner Simpson?
No, he cited health reasons.
Hi, Justice. Good afternoon.
Good
Justice
afternoon.
from ABS-CBN. Sir, dun lang po sa naging live streaming po natin, no, how would the ICI explain to the public the decision of the ICI to immediately approve the request for an executive session without the resource person explaining the specifics of if there is a really serious threat to their lives?
No, they mentioned a lot of reasons, not only threat to their lives.
Pero kanina po wala yatang specific mention.
There was, if I remember correctly. But rest assured that, we'll try our best to encourage the people to have no live streaming.
And do we have the schedule now of the appearance of House Majority Leader Sandro and Davao City Congressman Pulong?
As of now, no definite time yet.
Thank you.
Pati lang sir, on live stream. So para sir, narinig naman natin yung common na ini-invoke nila na reasons. No? But what will be the basis for the ICI to deny a request for a executive session?
Well,
Meaning, what is not acceptable, what is not an acceptable reason for the ICI to justify invoking the executive session?
maybe it's a very flimsy reason.
Like what, sir?
It does not like our face, maybe something like that.
Pero sir, like aside from that, mga...
There must be a reason for non-appearance.
Pero sir, hindi naman magiging default mode natin. Although we are going live stream, baka naman lahat ng resource person nyo, sir, since nakita nila na you can invoke the executive session, puro na lang tayo executive session.
Well, that's the right of a person. It's his personality, his humanity, and his personal life.
Sir, just a little bit more on the hearings today. Well, how did you feel about some of the testimonies, maybe particularly kay Congressman Domingo? Did he mention the amount of budget that he receives versus what's going on in Bulacan. Can you just maybe give us a peek into what went into the hearing yes kanina?
I will not go into that. That's under investigation.
Pero sir,
I cannot divulge what happened in the hearing.
pero sir, anong impressions when you talk?
I cannot give impression. Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you. Oh, last question.
Just as I don't know if this has been asked, no, but there are people saying that the hearing, that at least what they've seen, no, with Laguna Repagaraw, it's just a yes or no hearing daw. He said, she said. Compare daw po, no, sa mga hearing na Ibon and Infracom, wherein parang magkakaharapan yung nabibigay ng mga alegasyon. How can we ensure that the ICI will be able to get the information and like verify it in a way, no, from our resource person and not just like rely on whatever they will say po?
Well, a witness, you can see a witness if he's lying or not. Makikita mo rin sa body language. So there are a lot of things that you can decipher in a person from his tone, from his body language, from his face. So that's what I've been trained as a prosecutor for 9 years. So, but that answer I cannot really give an answer. But that's my personal evaluation of a witness. Yung kanilang appearance, if they're afraid, they're always looking around. Maraming bagay.
But we're not looking at like for example po, yung mga recent volunteers po, there were allegations from the Discayas. Is it possible that the Discayas will be called again and then some lawmakers will be called again? And then maghaharap po sila sa kanilang mga testament or affidavit? Here's ICI.
Well, very possible to ask them to come and clarify or add or continue more what they're saying.
So possible.
Anything is possible if you're doing investigation work. You may go back and review. So, okay na tayo. Okay, thank you.
Day babes.
Nalulungkot ako.
Kasi?
Alam.
Kasi po bakit?
Alam ko anong reason pero nalulungkot ako.
Nasasayangan kayo, sir?
Sayang. Kasi talagang very competent sana siya.
Secretary, reaction niyo lang po sa resignation ni Secretary Babes.
Alam mo, yung nag-usap na kami ni Sec Babes, no, about it, and you can ask him na lang yourself, pero ang sinabi niya sa akin, nung sinabi nga niya na may plano na siyang magbitiw for personal reasons, pero mostly ang rason talaga niya is, sa tingin niya is yung kanyang role sa ICI, ano na rin, no? Yung kanyang technical expertise, dahil nga marami na rin na file na kaso, marami ng gusto na niyang i-devote yung kanyang expertise sa pagtutulong sa DPWH sa pag-implement ng mga project ng tama. Specifically, ang sabi niya sa akin, gusto niya tulungan si Presidente sa pag-implement nung 18 major river system master plan, no, for flood mitigation na sinimulan niya nung siya ay DPWH Secretary na unfortunately hindi na implement. No, so specifically sinabi din niya alam ko sa ating Pangulo na yun ang gusto talaga niyang ibigay ang kanyang expertise, lalo na ngayon na ibigay na niya yung kanyang expertise sa ICI. So yun ang usapan namin several weeks ago.
He just resigned sa ICI, sir, pero he still
Sorry?
manifests his willingness to help po sa other projects.
Oh yes. In fact, he manifested his full support to to what the President wants to do and to what DPWH wants to do moving forward.
Last question.
So what about yung latest yung latest referral?
Sorry?
Yung latest po na referral na submitted to Ombudsman, ano po?
Yung ngayon?
Yes,
Well, alam mo naman, paulit-ulit, sinabi ng Pangulo. No? Sinabi ng Pangulo na lahat ng dapat managot, mananagot. No? Kahit sino pa yan, kahit na kamag-anak niya, kaibigan niya, kaalyado niya, it doesn't matter. As long as may ebidensya tayo, kung saan patungo yung ebidensya, doon tayo pupunta. And I think yung latest referral today, no? Yung latest referral ng ICI, again, proof yan nung sinasabi paulit-ulit ng ating Pangulo.